Welcome back to Session Report, the show that takes you to the gamer's table to share in the surprises that come out during play. And we're playing Spirit Island, and we're on turn, I don't know, 4 or 5. And I have a great move lined up. I just stared at my cards for about 5 minutes, and I think I've got what I need to do. So in the growth phase, I'm going to add a presence to a jungle or wetland. And I'm going to go ahead, make sure I have a sacred site everywhere just in case, and add a presence there. And then I'm going to choose as my plus pick one, I'm going to choose to add another presence, and I'm going to go ahead, because I haven't yet seen any sand or desert cards come out, I'm going to go ahead and put one here in this desert, just in case, so I can start defending there later. Then I'm going to get +1 card play this turn, so I'm going to be able to play 4 cards this turn. Because I've just uncovered the number 3. I'm going to get 2 more energy, and let's see what I can get. So I think I'm going to go ahead and play all 4 of these cards. Stem the Flow of Fresh Water, Gift of Proliferation, Quicken the Earth's Struggles, and Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. That means that I'm going to be able to have 3 moons and 2 plants, but if I can uncover this other plant symbol, I'll have 4 plants. And I will also have 2 water and 4 plants, which means I'll be able to defend 4 in some space as well. So it's going to be a great turn for me. Then next turn I'm going to have to go ahead and do a reclaim cards action and try and pick up a major power, because I'm building up a lot of energy and I'm not really spending that quickly. All of my cards are very cheap. Major powers, I think, tend to have a higher energy cost. So I think this is within the rules that I still have access to this element if I uncover it in the middle of my turn, not just at the very beginning. I think I get access to it immediately. I'll have to check that in the rules in a second. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and pay for these 3 cards, like so. And then we're going to go into our fast actions. So check this out. I've got 3 fast actions: the All-Enveloping Green, Gift of Proliferation, and Quicken the Earth's Struggles. Gift of Proliferation, target spirit, that would be me, adds 1 presence up to 1 space away from their presence. I'm going to go ahead and place another presence here in... Well, actually, I'm going to place the presence here in this mountain. And that way I have 1 presence in a mountain, 1 presence in a desert, and if one of those spaces I need to prevent them from building or ravaging, then I'll be able to do that. And now I've uncovered that extra plant symbol. I think that'll work out for me. I really hope that'll work out for me. I might have to play Gift of Proliferation again on a future turn. But right now I don't know what's going to come out next, a mountain or a sand. It could be either one. So I don't know which space I'd rather have my presence in. So for now I'm just going to put 1 in both. Then I'm going to also use Quicken the Earth's Struggles, and I'm going to defend 10 on this space here. So I don't need to do any more defense there. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to defend all of that damage. So that's fantastic. And I have the All-Enveloping Green, which I have 1, 2 water and 1, 2, 3, 4 plants. I'm going to get defend 4 on 1 space. And I'm going to go ahead and defend 4 here. And that way I will prevent these guys from doing any damage to the land this turn. That's a perfect turn. I'm really feeling good about this. This spirit seems like they build up fairly quickly. I've not gotten all of these spaces uncovered on my board ever before, really. So hopefully I'll be able to start doing a lot of stuff from now on. So those are all my fast actions. I still have Steam Vents in my hand. Then I'm going to go to the Ravage phase. At first I go to the Fear phase. And I got a new Fear card last round, so let's see what that does. So we're still in Terror level 1, Each player removes one explorer from an inland land. Now, if I could, I would remove an explorer from here or here, but they're both coastal lands. So I'm not going to be able to do that. So I think I want to remove the explorer from... Go ahead and just remove the explorer from this mountain region, because that's going to be a little harder. There's no Dahan there to get rid of. Go ahead and just get that. And then we do the Ravage. Now I'm defending all 10 damage here, and I'm defending 4 damage here, so all of the damage in both of those spaces. Then we're going to go do the build, and this is where things get a little dicey, because now we're going to build in all of the coastal lands there. We'll build a city, sorry, not a city, we're going to build a city in the jungle, but we're going to build towns in the other two, because you always build a city if you have no more cities than towns. If that makes sense. Towns has to be at least equal to or greater than the number of cities, then you build a city. If there's more cities than towns, you build a town instead. I don't think that's right. If there's equal number of cities to towns, then you build a town. If there's more cities than towns, you build a town. If there's more towns than cities, you build a city. So, yeah, that's the rule. I didn't explain it very well. And then we do the explore, and it is deserts. It's sand. So they're going to be able to explore both of these sand locations, 1, 2, because they're all adjacent to where explorers already are. But here's where I get to do my damage, which is very nice. I have Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth, I have Stem the Flow of Fresh Water, and I have Creepers Tear into Mortar, which is level 1, 2, 3, 3 moons, and 4 plants. It's level 3, which means I get to do 3 damage to towns or cities. And I didn't actually do this, but at the end, after the Dahan did damage, the explorers, the invaders did damage, the Dahan got to fight back. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage that I can do here. And I'm going to go ahead and use that damage to destroy these 2 cities. I think that's going to be more beneficial to me because those are harder to destroy in 1 turn. And each city I destroy gives me 2 fear. So I've just generated 4 more fear, which means we're now at terror level 2. I no longer have to destroy all of the explorers out on the board. I only have to get rid of the towns in order to win the game. Plus, I'm going to get another fear effect next turn. But wait, that's not all. I'm going to do some even better stuff right now. So, I would like to get rid of all of these towns that are in these jungle spaces, but the biggest priority for me right now is to get rid of these towns that are on the coast, so that when they ravage next turn, they're not going to do anything to me. So, let's look at what kind of damage I'm doing. I'm doing 1 damage to 1 town or city that's within range 1 of my sacred sites, plus 1 damage if it's a mountain or a sand area. Well, I already know that they're going to be building in sand and then ravaging in sand next. So I'm going to set that aside. I think I might want to do it here, but I'm going to see if I can destroy all of these towns first. This one, if target land has your presence, which all 3 of these do, 1 fear and 1 damage. If it's sand or wetlands, plus 1 damage. Let's definitely do that, and we'll use Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth up here, because this is a bit more dangerous because it spreads out into the inland, to do 1 fear, plus 1 damage, and then 1 more damage because it's wetlands, which means I generate 1 more fear for destroying a town. So there's that. I have not done Creepers Tear into Mortar yet, remember, which is going to let me do 3 damage total. And then... Yeah, this is gonna be good. I think this is gonna work out for me. And then Stem the Flow of Fresh Water. We're gonna do 2 damage to this guy. Well, actually, let's save it, because I think I can defend here instead. And then... No, because if I don't destroy that town, they're going to build a city. So we're going to do 2 damage right here. 2 damage to this desert space. No, actually, it's not 2 damage. It's 1 damage to each town or city. So we're going to deal 1 damage there. Oh well. And that's that card. So I believe I've played all my cards, but then I still have my innate power where I get to do 3 damage to 3 different towns or cities where I have presence. So we're going to do 1 and finish off that town, because it's always better to finish one off. And then 2, 3, we're going to get that guy. And we've got another fear card that we get to play next turn. So we're going to get 2 level 2 fear cards next turn. This was a great round for me. And then next turn, I'm also going to reclaim my cards, and I can defend 10 in this space again when they ravage here and try and get rid of those remaining towns. This is going very, very well for me. So we're going to, I think that's it. We're going to discard all those cards. No, I didn't move everything over yet. We're doing pretty well on this game. And then we are going to get rid of these lingering effects. And that's it for the round. So let's see if we can squeeze out one more round here, because I just feel so good about how that last one went. Let's see if we can squeeze out just one more round before I have to pack it up for now. We have the coastal lands are going to be ravaged this turn. Nothing's going to happen here, nothing's going to happen here, and I'm planning on defending 10 here. So I'm just going to go ahead and definitely do the reclaim actions. I'm going to start by putting a presence out on a jungle or a wetland. I'm going to put my presence from this track, which means I've got all my card plays now. On a jungle or wetlands, I guess it doesn't really make a difference, but I'm going to put it out right here. So I've now got 3 presence on that space. Because there's more people here. So if I need to do that where I prevent them from building or prevent them from ravaging, I've still got a sacred site there after that. Then I'm going to reclaim all my cards, and I think I'd like to gain a major power. Let's take a look at those major powers. So let's see here. Gain a major power. I'm going to draw 4. Alright, so I've got Poisoned Land, 1 fear, 7 damage, but I have to add a Blight and destroy all Dahan that are there. Pillar of Living Flame, 3 fear, 5 damage, but if it's a target land is a jungle or wetlands, I have to add a Blight. And remember, this one's got a leaf on it, which I want. This one doesn't have anything like that, and it costs a lot. Indomitable Claim, add 1 presence in target land, even if you normally could not, due to land type, and defend 20. Jeez. And if I have 2 sun and 3 mountain, earth, I guess, which I would, possibly, 3 fear, if invaders are present, invaders skip all actions in target land that turn. That would be great to have, but it doesn't give me a leaf. And then we have Cleansing Floods. 4 damage, remove 1 blight, or if I have 4 water, plus 10 damage. It has to be within range 1 of a wetlands that I have a presence on. Well, that's a fantastic one too. Would I be able to play? I would easily be able to play 4 water. Dang, that's a good ability. Man, these are all good. I have to think about this for a second, I think. So I think I definitely do not want Indomitable Claim, because it's going to let me add a presence, and almost all of my presence is already out. So I wouldn't really get a lot of use out of it, because I can only use my special ability of Steady Regeneration when I add presence during the growth phase. This is not the growth phase, so I'm going to ignore that card when I'm thinking. I really wish I could get both Poisoned Land and Cleansing Floods, because Poisoned Land has that plant icon, which I really need, and Cleansing Floods is just a fantastic card and lets me remove Blight, and they would work really well together. I could get 1 fear, deal 7 damage. Dang, that's really good, but I'd have to add a Blight, and then the next turn I could remove that blight. That would be fantastic. I'm thinking I would be able to do the special ability of Poisoned Land, because I have at least 3 mountains, 2 plants, and 2 of the little slashies in my deck, which would give me +1. Luna, don't. Which would give me +1 fear and +4 damage. It would be 11 damage and 2 fear for playing that, versus this is just a flat 10 damage, but I get to remove a blight. And this one only works within range 1 of a wetland. I'm really torn. I really want to get more plants so I can trigger my innate abilities, but I don't want to be putting out blights, and I especially don't want to be destroying the Dahan. On the other hand, I mean, geez Louise, that would be really nice to have. The problem, I'd have to get rid of the Dahan first, though. These are both slow abilities. So, for instance, if I used Fields Choked with Growth, I could get rid of the Dahan first. Then I could use Poisoned Land. But then I would be building up the Blight. We're back. Sorry about that. We had a low battery situation. But I'm actually glad that it happened. It kind of interrupted my train of thought for just a second, and I was able to get some distance and realize I've been thinking about this completely wrong. So currently, I have 1, 2, 3 towns. 2 more are going to be built in the deserts this round, which means all I need to do is destroy 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, there's 1 over here too. But basically, all I need to do is destroy these towns, and then I'll have won the game. I think that's totally possible, because I know I'm going to be defending 10 again over here, which means these are going to get destroyed by the Dahan over there. And I know I'm going to be triggering my Creeper's Tear into Mortar level 3 again, which means I'm going to be dealing 3 more damage to towns or cities. And if I need to, I can prevent them from building in this space over here. So really, if I can destroy all of the towns this turn, I'll instantly win the game. I don't need to be thinking too much about, am I going to be putting out blights? Am I going to be taking away blights? Because I don't think the game's going to last that long, to be honest with you. I do want to not... I mean, you get a little bit of a better score if you don't put out the blights. But honestly, I think putting out a blight and getting a little extra fear for that might be a better choice than just using the Cleansing Floods here. So let me think about what I can actually do. So I know I'm going to be doing this and destroying all of these. I know I'm going to be able to get 3 more damage to towns or cities. So there's basically, I'm going to get rid of all these. I don't need to worry about them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that I need to get rid of. If I can push, using Fields Choked with Growth, if I can push a town into another space, then I can do Poisoned Land to destroy that town. So if I can push the town into a space that currently already has another town in it, then I can use Poisoned Land to get rid of 2 towns in one space. Because that deals 7 damage. I could even use Cleansing Floods for that. It doesn't really make a difference. And let's see what else I can do. I'm going to be playing 4 cards this turn. So maximum I can do is 4 cards. I can do 1. I'm going to do 1 of these 2 probably to do that damage. And I still need to be able to trigger level 3 of Creeper's Tear into Mortar, which means I need to play a total of 3 moons and 2. So Quicken the Earth Struggles is a moon. I need to play 2 more moons and at least 1 more plant. So neither of these are moons, so let's see what else I can do with moons. I can do 1 damage, a Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So that can destroy 1 of them in the desert. And the other one is either Gift of Proliferation, which really I don't need anymore. or Overgrow in a Night, which will get me some good fear. I could do Stem the Flow of Fresh Water, but I need those 3 moons if I want to be able to do this power. Although it really doesn't matter because doing this power or doing Stem the Flow of Fresh Water are basically identical to each other at this point. So that would actually be interesting. If I could do Stem the Flow of Fresh Water, if I could first push... oh no, I'd have to play that other card to push. I'd have to play Fields Choked with Growth. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do Fields Choked with Growth. I think we're going to end up doing the Gift of Proliferation. No, we're going to do Overgrow in a Night, Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth, Quicken the Earth's Struggles, and either Poisoned Lands or Cleansing Floods. And it really doesn't make a difference, because either of those I'd be able to do some good damage with. So let's grab the... Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yeah, I can actually do the bonus ability of Poisoned Land with the cards that I'm planning on playing. So let's grab Poisoned Land. And the thing is, I have to get rid of one of my existing cards. Now, I could get rid of Gift of Proliferation because I'm really not going to be using it for the rest of the game, but it is one of my moon icons and one of my plant icons. On the other hand, I could get rid of Steam Vents, but that, because that doesn't have a plant icon on it, and I'd be replacing a non-plant icon with a plant icon. But I'm thinking Gift of Proliferation I'm not going to use at all, because it's during the growth phase that I can put presents out from my existing presents. I'm definitely not going to be doing this. So I'm going to get rid of Gift of Proliferation. It was one of my starting powers, so we're going to just tuck it under my player board right here. And then, oh man, I really hope I can end the game this turn. Otherwise, grabbing Poisoned Land might not have been the best choice. Yeah, we'll do that. So we'll play these 4 powers. I've got 1, 2, 3 moons, 1, 2, 3, 4 plants. Oh, I need to get my 2 energy. I don't have all-enveloping green, but I'm already defending 10 here, and I do need to defend here as well. So I kind of do want to do all-enveloping green. Would it be better to do the Cleansing Floods? But see, then I don't have enough to do level 4 or level 3 of... Let's see. Well, actually, no. I can do at least level 1 of all-enveloping green, because that just needs 1 water. And I've already got 1 water, and I've got 3 plants, so I can do that. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I can defend against them ravaging here. So yeah, we'll definitely do this. I think Cleansing Floods would have been a great card, but at this point in the game, let's just end things, right? Let's get this game done with. So I believe I'm going to play those 4 cards, and we will see. I mean, this is actually a little bit overkill to put out this. I think it might actually be better to get Cleansing Floods. The only problem is it doesn't have a leaf icon on it. Yeah. Jeez. I think we're going to change this around a little bit. We're going to get Cleansing Floods. The reason we're going to get Cleansing Floods is I think either way I can win the game. I think I'm having a little bit of a hard time puzzling it out in my brain ahead of time, but I think I can win the game this turn. Especially, I don't know what the fear card's going to give me. I have 2 fear cards that are going to resolve. So that might push me over the edge. So I think I can win it just with this. And if I can avoid it, I don't want to put out a blight just because it makes my endgame scoring slightly worse. So it's a little bit better to get to do the damage without having to put out a blight. And I don't think I need level 3 of Creepers Tear into Mortar this round, because level 2 is enough to destroy 1 town. Level 3 will deal 1 additional damage, which won't destroy anything. So unless I'm dealing 1 damage from something else, I don't need it. So let's pay for my cards. Oh, my goodness, I don't even know if I have enough. Oh, I didn't get my energy yet, so I get 2 energy. And then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Yeah, that took all my energy, but hopefully it's going to be worth it. See, that's the other trade-off. Poison land was cheaper. Okay, and then let's see if we can play this out. So I've got 2 fast actions plus my all-enveloping green. So my fast action, first, quicken the earth struggles. I'm going to defend 10 over here. Then I'm going to use my all-enveloping green, which I actually can do level 2. I can defend 4. Doesn't really matter. I'm not going to need to defend 4 right here. And then I have Overgrown and Night. And I can just choose any land that has my presence and invaders, and I get 3 fear for that. And I think that's everything, all of my fast actions. Then we're going to do the fear phase. So we're going to flip these over, and we're going to resolve terror level 2 effects. Each player may replace 1 town with 1 explorer in a coastal land. I actually don't want to do that because I know I'm going to be destroying these towns. That would have been really nice. Wow, yeah. Level 1 actually would have even been better, but not this turn. Okay. And then Seek Safety. Each player may gather 1 explorer into a land with towns or cities, or gather 1 town into a land with a city. Again, it's not really going to do me a whole lot of good, except I can prevent them from building. Actually, that will do me some good. I can prevent them from building if I gather this guy here, or actually be even better. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll gather that guy there. And then I can prevent them from building in that desert this turn. Okay. And then we have the Ravage of the Coastal Lands. Deal 1 damage that doesn't add any blights. Deal 1 damage that doesn't add any blights. And then I'm defending 10. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm defending all of that. And then the Dahan are going to fight back. 1, 2 destroys this town. So, got another fear card. 3, 4 destroys this other town. Put another fear down. And then 5, 6 destroys these 2 explorers. Then we're going to go to build. Now I got rid of this, so they're only going to build a town over here. Then we're going to explore, and they're going to explore up into the mountains. So we're going to put 1 explorer here because it's adjacent to places with explorers, and 1 explorer over here. Then we're going to move all the cards over. Okay. And then let's see what else we can pull off. Now we're going into the slow actions phase. So I can deal... First, pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. Target land has your presence, which it does, 1 fear, and 1 damage. If target land is a sand or wetlands, which it is, 1 additional damage. So we basically created like a quicksand scenario or a sinkhole scenario. And I don't know, I don't think I gave myself my extra fear for that. So that got rid of that town. Now I only need to get rid of 2 more. I then have Cleansing Floods, which has to be within range 1 of one of my presence on a wetland. So that's going to have to be this one here. 4 damage and remove a blight. Well, I'm going to deal 1, 2, 3 damage. There's no blight to remove, but I do push 1 fear card down, which means we're at terror level 3 now. And then, do I have 3 waters? No, I don't. I don't have 4 waters out. And then I get my level 2 Creepers Tear into Mortar. Anywhere at range 0 of me, I can deal 1 damage to a town or city and repeat the power. So 1 damage, and then 1 more damage, and just like that, I have cleared the board of all the towns. Now, because we're at terror level 2, I only need to clear the board of cities, actually, so I would have won anyway just by getting to terror level 2. But you know what? It was fun. It was great to get there. And I think this is a great way to end the game. So we've won with a victory right before things started getting really tough. As you can see in the next invader level, they're going to start exploring, ravaging, and building in 2 spaces at once. But for now, we got to avoid that fate. So that's how you play Spirit Island. So So let's figure out our final score. I was very excited. I was able to avoid plights for the entire game. Let's figure out what our final score looks like, and then that's going to be it for this video. So I always forget how to record the score for this game, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at the scoring section in the rule book. This is kind of in the optional rules, but I like to keep score even in cooperative games. Well, especially in cooperative games, I like to see how this win or this loss compares to other wins or losses that I've had. So we achieve victory, so we get score 5 times the difficulty level. Because I wasn't playing with any adversaries and because I wasn't playing with any scenarios, my difficulty level was 0. So I don't get any points for that. Plus 10 bonus for winning. So I get 10 points, plus 2 per invader card remaining in the deck, which I believe there are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 20 points total. And then I skip the one for defeat, and I go over to victory or defeat. Plus 1 for living Dahan, and minus 1 per blight. Where X is the number of players, so that's 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 1 is 5. So I believe that is 25 points for this victory. So that's how you play Spirit Island. The game is very different depending on which spirit you pick, and even the order that these invader cards come out, and I'm sure playing with a scenario or an adversary changes things up even more. And then once you get really good, once you really get a sense of the solo game, you can mash 2 boards together, and you can play with 2 spirits by yourself if you want, or find a friend to do it. It gets infinitely more complex the more spirits you're playing with, but you know, for some people that's exactly what they're looking for. It's already kind of a thinky heavy game, but I love this game. This is such a great game because it's a perfect blend, in my opinion, of thematic and strategy. It's pretty heavy where I really have to think about it, but it doesn't ever feel too overwhelmingly heavy. And I always feel like I'm making more tactical decisions, even though I'm planning a turn ahead. I feel like I'm always having to react to what's happening in the game, and those are my preferred style of game, where I'm having to react to things that are being thrown at me that are unpredictable, versus just purely planning with perfect information. So this is Spirit Island. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll probably throw up another video in another week or 2. But for now, for the spirits of the island, I don't know, does this island have a name? The island where the Dahan live. That's all she wrote.